Hi guys, welcome back to the Global Table.
Today we have a very interesting guest we have known for a very long time. Let's her introduce ourselves. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag.
And I'm Dr. Nena Uzor. I'm an entrepreneur, a business consultant, and I own a retail business.
Nice.
Fantastic. Was the US your first country of relocation? Like when you moved from Nigeria, did you move to another country before the US?
Yes. My younger days, I used to live in the UK and then moved back to Nigeria and then back again in the US.
Do you want to tell us your experience, why you decided to move? Because I know you very well. I know you were doing very well while back home. Why did you decide to move to America?
Coming to America was purpose driven. I already had a career in Nigeria. I had built a career as a financial executive. I worked in the banking industries for about 15 years. But I also had a pet project that I was running concurrently with it that eventually became an entrepreneurial journey venture. And I was doing well with it. But along the line, being a lifelong learner, always wanted to learn, I decided to pursue a doctorate degree because I wanted to be an expert in what I do and be able to get to prepare myself to be an executive or get to tables where decisions are made. So I just thought I should acquire a doctorate degree. And that's what brought me to the US.
If you were thriving in Nigeria, your business is doing well, you have a good life, and then you decided to relocate to the US to get your doctorate degree. So is life better off out here than what you were doing back home in Nigeria?
I would say, depending on what the purpose is, right, or was at that time, or what the purpose is. Let me use this because it's ongoing. I left Nigeria because I wanted to get. I did my first degree in London. I didn't want to get my degree in Nigeria. Reasons best known to all of us. I wanted to do my degree here. Okay. And then the plan initially was to go back and be a change agent in Nigeria.
Okay.
So the intention was to come and I wanted to, my idea was to be a change leader and then take it back to the banking industry where I thought I saw the need for it. But the way things have played out with when the government changed, with the way things are going on in Nigeria and all that, at some point I started having a double mind about going back. So it's something I'm still considering, but for now, I'm just here trying to watch and see what the new, after the 2027 election, what the new state of Nigeria will be.
Okay, so that makes me want to ask the question, coming to America. Coming to America and staying in America is two different things. When you stay, you understand, you face reality, but when you come, it's a vacation. Now, there are some things that we don't know about. That's the part I say nobody warned us about. So you say was a bad experience for you in America, coming to realize that, oh, this is not what you think. Has anything like that happened to you?
I won't rule that out completely. For me, it may have been a little different because I came to a familiar terrain. Houston has been home for me. I had a home here in Houston before I relocated. I had friends and family. My son was in school here. So it was kind of home. I was coming to somewhere I was used to. But staying here for 6-7 years and not in, let's say, everyday 9-to-5 employment is a totally different ball game. Trying to adjust. Yes, I had a thriving business in Nigeria. Yes, my business can run wherever in the world I want to be. But it's not so easy getting really into the system. I mean, my clients are all mostly in Nigeria, so I still have to do most things in Nigeria. Here, the culture is a little different. What I do, people don't, are not so much into that here. So the inflow is not as much. The revenue, the turnover, the income is not as much as it used to be in Nigeria. So I had to start introducing new things. My son is also a businessman. I had to start partnering with him. He's into concierge business. So now we're trying to build a real estate portfolio, focusing on short-term stays. So it's not been so easy, but you just have to put your eyes on the ball. You just have to try and focus. You know, we're resilient people, trust Nigerians. So you just have to struggle and keep it going.
Pushing.
So far, if I'm to give you an option to say, go back to Nigeria and stay back here, your career right now, the business now, let's say you have everything going for you, for example, would you prefer to go back to Nigeria to run your business in Nigeria, or practicing here makes a lot of sense for you?
Life we live is actually a reflection of decisions we make, right?
Okay.
And some of these decisions are not just based on business. You have to put so many things into consideration. You know, you have to consider, like for me, business may be better for me in Nigeria, but how about the other facilities, other things about life, health, facilities? Like I've had some health challenges, so I'm really putting that. It's an important factor for me. So we're putting everything into consideration: the ease of life, you know, the general amenities. I feel for now, I'm better off here for now.
There's this trending gist online where they say Nigerians abroad are suffering. What's your take on that?
We're not all suffering here. People come here and change their careers if their career path is not working for them. You see everyone doing nothing and making a lot of money and things like that. I chose to remain on my career path because I thought I was doing well in it. And there are different opportunities. It's not about just having nannies and all that. You can pay for nannies. I have cleaners come and clean my home. You know, the issue we all want to be in Nigeria. I love Nigeria. Don't get me wrong. I'm always in Nigeria. Before you say I promise, I'm in the plane going to Nigeria. But there's so many things that really, you know, all those hanky-panky things they do behind. You need to know somebody, nepotism. I'm not saying they don't have nepotism in other places, you know, but there's so many things, security, you don't have the amenities. Even if you have the money in your pocket, you're still frustrated. You know, those are the things. And then maybe because I kind of grew up in the UK as well, I've had things working. I've always been in a society where things work. So I kind of struggle with some things in Nigeria.
Let me do something funny. You know that question you just asked, if a lot of us in the US are suffering, no, just give us a 360. Like somebody that
Look like I'm
look like that. So you see, she does it. So I just want you guys to know, like, is there everybody in America that are suffering, okay? So this is what we call like every time you look at a page, somewhere everywhere in the world. So don't get it twisted.
No, we're not suffering.
Do I look like I'm suffering?
I'm not suffering, but I think where the people arguing online coming from is the fact that you know, when you want to cook now, you have to worry about prepping. Even if you get somebody that can help you do it over here now, yeah, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg per hour. You're going to be paying per hour. That's the arguments that I got online, right? That the pay for these services cost a whole lot. Exactly.
One of the things that makes me, for example, why I relocated in America, not that I'm really so, you know, it's my kids. The fact that the kind of schools they go to, if you have to live in Nigeria, you have to pay a lot of millions of dollars for you to be able to afford those schools. But you see, the good thing about America is in the neighborhood, all you just have to do is live in a good neighborhood, and your children will have every neighborhood has its good school. You know what I mean?
Right.
So most of us, for me, I came in because I love the school system. And to be honest with you, my 11 years old daughter, she's the one that teaches me AI and all those things. You see them very, very good with ITs. In Nigeria, you see them teaching them IT things. They don't have computers to themselves. So those are the things that you look at for. So America has its own good side and it also has its own bad. I don't know about you, Obi. What's yours?
I mean, business, you know, likewise, business, like you said, you and your son are already planning on the business portfolio that you guys want to.
We're
Already doing it because you have the facility, you have all it takes. So the differences in the Nigeria, I mean, a lot of businesses are leaving Nigeria and moving to Ghana because they don't have the facilities, you know, the things that they need. So for me, I think business, you know, let's switch to culture. So culture differences, it's a lot. Like we know that in Nigeria, you respect, you tell your mom or your dad good morning, right? But out here, they will tell you hi. My kids do that, and I will tell them, no, you have to greet your elder.
So I have 3 young men, and they grew up. They also came to university here. Each and every one of them schooled abroad. But yes, they got the foundation from Nigeria. But when I came here, I had a shock in my own home, like with my son. But I had to sit down and correct what was going on, right? And that's what I tell parents, that if you don't nip it in the bud, you need to be firm about it.
Yeah.
There are no hard and fast rules to this thing, you know what I mean? But you have to correct those children. Like you say, you tell your son. There are a lot of issues that are facing technology, the environment, and all. And I would not remove failed parenting. I will say that because I think it's major. Because with what I see around,
Overlook a lot of things.
Parents have a lot to do.
You don't give what you don't have. You get what I mean? Now let me narrate what I'm trying to say. A lot of parents, we say we want to pay for bills, we want to work. We have mothers, we have fathers staying in a home. The mother goes in the morning, the father goes in the evening, and then they come back, they want to raise their child. Now, who trains these children? The TV. Now, the question is this: how do you expect that child to do well? How do you expect that child to respect you? How do you expect that child to know the culture? In Nigeria, we have nannies, we have everything that will take care of those children. But yeah, we don't have it. So the mother is out, the father is out, and the children are left with the TV and the internet, and they tell them what to do. So why? So when we complain, I keep telling people, they'll say, oh, this is America. I don't want to do this to my kids. Listen, I have 5 kids. And I tell them what to do, and I still manage my kids. Because people tell me, oh, you're too harsh on your kids. They're going to call the cops for you. They're going to find the popo for me. And I tell them, the day you call the popo, you leave my house.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So whatever you give out is what you receive. You know what I mean? And people sometimes think it's harsh,
My favorite sentence then in my house was, I'm the boss and I still call the shots.
Yes, when you tell them that one,
Yes.
it shocks them.
Yes, that's what
And you really have
tell my
to
son.
tell them that.
Yeah.
So there's this belief that once you come to the US, your accents will change. You're living in 2 bodies, right? So there's certain things that you probably used to do before, but when you move over here, you kind of adjust to it. Like me now, personally, my crazy accent has not left me. My Igbo accent is still very. My environment has a way of still making me, And I love my accent, no offense, but it's something that has not left me.
I kind of think I'm still living in 2 bodies about accent, because I think the one of accent, you pick it up at a younger age.
Thank you.
And maybe because I was in the UK, like I said, because everywhere I go to, people tell me I have an accent.
Okay.
And people are guessing, are you from London? Are you from Jamaica? Are you from wherever? Yeah, I think you pick that up at a younger age. People, a lot of us, like maybe you came here already formed. If I had come here like just in 2019 without having lived in the UK, I probably would be speaking my correct Igbo girl, because we have an Igbo girl. Front, food, ideas, my ideology just can't change, values, I can't take away those things.
I think if there's anybody that changed in this table, is Obi. You need to hear Obi when he's talking to his friend.
I mean, it comes with the territory. It's just the people that you are around with.
Yeah.
You just have to, so that they can understand you. Because sometimes you might say something, they don't really understand what you're saying. So you have to get into that zone with them so that they can actually hear you. So
it goes. So when you're with the people that you need to speak in that format, then you actually speak. I do that too. When I'm in the midst of some people that don't understand me, I have to go, oh, hey, my name is this, and you kind of flow.
So, Cruz, why are you not changing? I thought they said when you're in Rome, you behave like the Romans. So how do you cope with them at work and in different places?
The funny part of it is that I still eat my Nigerian food. When I'm at work, they're like, it smells like, I say, well, this.
Definitely.
That's your food, no apologies,
When I'm talking, they're like, huh? I'm like, huh, okay. Because the truth the matter is that I believe I speak very well, and I believe. Let me tell you something. In my workplace, I'm not trying to I feel they don't even speak well. You didn't let them say, I gotta go. What is that? So when I say I want to go, I think I'm speaking very well. So if you want me to now come and start forming and speaking again, just because I want to impress somebody, hell no.
We really don't have.
But the way you used to drive in Nigeria, is that how you're driving here?
I've always been doing the same thing. You see,
You're driving the way you drive in Nigeria here.
I'm a 50-something years old woman that has refused to change. This is me. You either accept me for who I am,
Unchangeable.
or you leave me the way I am.
But it's a good thing that you stick to, you're not changing, because they have Spanish people here that refuse to speak English. They say they stick to their Spanish, and nothing happened.
And what happened? They now make our children go to schools to learn Spanish language just to adopt to their
And you must hear, they say, no English, no.
And some
you
of
have
them
to understand what they're saying.
Some of them understand English, but they will choose not to speak it. Some of them do. And you ask them, how long have you been here? 30 years. I'm like,
I
for
think
real?
If you are right there in the business world, or at offices, or with executives, where you need to do things, you have to.
Yes, I mean, depending on the environment, like I told them. It depends on your environment.
Work with the kids. I think the kids are the ones that have two bodies, because my kids will come to the house and they will speak my normal way of me speaking. But when I went to see my daughter the other day, I was like, I'm looking for my daughter. I was just saying somebody speaking, I was like,
I mean, she has to adapt to the.
Those are for kids.
For
It works
kids, of
perfectly
course.
well for them. What advice do you have for, there are a lot of people out there who think that when you come to America, you're just going to come and, what advice?
Bed of
I think
roses.
people should just try to be themselves, and then before you relocate, you need to know why you're relocating. You need to know your why, what you're coming to do. You need to ask questions and come prepared. Because if you're not prepared, you're going to have that shock you're talking about. I think it wasn't the same for me because I was kind of grounded before I came.
I like that word, grounded.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening to the Global Table. We want to appreciate Dr. Nnenna for joining us at the Global Table. We'll always, you have a space, a chair at the table. Stick around. We'll be right back with the Global Table. Don't go nowhere.
And follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram, YouTube, subscribe, Spotify and Facebook.
And this is the Global Table.